but it seems that everybody's finding it now, logging in. And so I just want to again just take a moment to say I hope that you all had a very blessed and beautiful week, and that thank you for joining us today on this Friday and coming together with us to practice this loving kindness meditation. The concept of separateness, this idea of sort of like me versus everything else, or me and other, or sort of this idea of us and them. This idea that there's a separation between things, this idea which dominates our lives, has really produced a tremendous amount of suffering in us and the world. We can see it around the world on a daily basis, just by if we watch the news or anything like that. But what we have really taken to be reality, this idea of separateness, is actually an illusion. It's not the truth of reality. The moment on this path of loving kindness, which really breaks open our heart, that opens our heart to this altruistic love, is the realization that we have never existed as separate, isolated beings. The truth is that we're all intimately connected. When, through wisdom, we recognize that our oneness, our interdependence, and see the interconnectedness of all beings, that moment truly transforms our lives. And by practicing loving kindness, or metta meditation, which is why we're called the metta medics, we clearly see that all beings are craving the exact same things. Just as I want to be happy, so do all other beings want to be happy. We're all striving for the same sort of qualities, and we're all sort of looking for the same things. These qualities that we send out, the happiness, the love, the health, the peace. Every person in some way, shape, or form is searching for those things through the actions they take, the words that they think, and the thoughts that they think as well. We're all desiring that sort of happiness. It's innate within nature. I mean, if you can think back to a I don't know if it's elementary school biology, where you look at little amoebas on like a microscope. Well, the little one-celled amoeba, if you put food in its path, it will go towards the food because it knows it will bring it. I don't know what kind of a consciousness an amoeba has, but it knows inherently that there's something of benefit and maybe some pleasure or happiness is derived from it. But if you put a toxin or a poison in the slide, the little amoeba will actually move away from us. So it's inherent in us to all seek happiness, pleasure, these good sort of things, and try to avoid the negative. But when we can actually realize that all of us are searching for these things, we begin to dissolve the idea of a separateness between us and other, and that our happiness is dependent on others' happiness, and others' happiness is dependent on our happiness. So to help cultivate that, one of the wonderful ways that you can do is practice metta or loving kindness meditation. So let us begin. I invite you all now to get into any relaxed or comfortable position or posture. And for a moment, just bring your awareness to the space that you're in. Maybe notice the weight of the body on the cushion you're seated upon, or where you're lying down. Notice how you're supported by the ground or Mother Earth beneath you. And you can practice this either seated or lying down, whichever feels best to you. And you can release any noticeable tension that you might be holding in any part of the body. Just help you get a little bit more relaxed and calm. And now let's begin by taking a couple of deep, long breaths together. So I invite you to take a long, deep breath in, and then slowly exhale or sigh your breath out. And take another long, deep breath in. Slowly exhale or sigh your breath out. And one more long, deep breath in. Slowly exhale or sigh your breath out. And now at this point, I invite you to just allow your breath to settle to whatever its natural, regular rhythm is in this moment. No need to control or regulate your breath in any way anymore. But just try to be the witness of the body breathe. So however breath is showing itself, if it's fast, that's fine. If it's slow, that's fine. Don't judge it, but just try to witness it. Just try to observe it. And the only agreement that you make with yourself is that whenever the mind wanders, just gently and lovingly come back to this moment by coming back to the breath. Your breath is the anchor to this present moment. By coming back to the breath, you're actually coming back to reality. Because the only moment that truly exists is the now, this present moment. It's the only moment we're fully alive in. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. We're not even guaranteed an hour from now. And so whenever the mind wanders, whenever distractions arise, just return back to the moment by returning back to the breath. And now that we're a little bit more centered, I invite you now to just bring all your awareness and attention to yourself. So expand your awareness out away from the breath to include your entire being. Include every part of yourself in your awareness now. And holding your attention upon you, we're now going to begin to practice loving kindness. And the way we start is by offering it to ourselves. So we're going to be sending some loving energy inwards to us first. And so while holding your entire body within your awareness, by focusing all your attention on you, please silently repeat, or if you're alone, gently or softly whisper these statements after me. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. And now please take a moment. Just continue to offer yourself your own loving kindness by continuing to just silently repeat or softly whisper those 4 statements to yourself. Offer these statements with a generous heart to you. Sometimes practicing loving kindness for ourselves is difficult. Sometimes we don't feel deserving of this kind attention. We don't feel worthy of the love. Sometimes we might often think it's also selfish to offer these things to ourselves, but it's not. If you don't love yourself, who will? In fact, others will sense when you don't have self-love and self-worth or value yourself. And, if they see that, then they say, well, why should I value this person and love this person if they don't even love themselves? And so we start with ourselves first also, because we can't give away what we truly don't have. And we can't fully love another unless we love ourselves first. So we start the practice by just thinking of ourselves and offering ourselves those 4 statements. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. And a little reminder that was a word of advice that was shared by the Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh is when we go into these practices, we should put a smile on our face. Because it shouldn't be some grim duty, but something that we're coming to with a sense of curiosity, playfulness, and exploration. And particularly within the loving kindness practice, if we sit here with a smile on, it truly helps us to feel loving. It helps us to generate this loving kindness energy a little bit easier. And next now I'm going to invite you to call to mind somebody you know that you love dearly. Someone you love a lot. Now this can be a family member or even a very dear close friend. The person can be living or deceased. That doesn't matter to the practice. But what you're going to try to do is try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize in any way you can someone you love dearly. And now you're going to offer your loving kindness to them. So now, instead of directing the energy inwards towards ourselves, we're going to begin to expand it out towards others. And so while holding this person that you love dearly in your mind's eye, there's two ways you can do this. You can just think of them and just begin to say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. Or if you wish to personalize it a little bit more, you can insert his or her name into the four statements and begin saying, may he or she be loved. May he or she be happy. May he or she be healthy. May he or she be peaceful. And now please take a moment to offer the loving kindness to this person that you've imagined before you. This person that you love a lot. And don't worry if there's a lot of thoughts going on in your mind, if you have a busy mind this morning. That's natural. The mind's just doing what's been conditioned or created to do, and that's think. So when distractions arise, when thoughts arise, when the mind begins to wander, we don't get upset by that. We don't get frustrated by it. We just gently and lovingly, whenever we notice, encourage the mind to just go back. So we just bring ourselves back to this person that we love dearly. We try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize them in any way. And then don't worry about where you were in the practice. Just start again from the beginning and say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And for this person that you love dearly, it might be very easy to send out this loving kindness towards them, this loving energy. So just pay attention to also to how it feels, so that we can get perhaps a good barometer on what it should feel like for the rest of the people in the practice. Because we're trying to cultivate an altruistic love which we can send out to all beings, regardless of who they are. And now next, I'm going to invite you to call to mind someone you know who might be having a hard or a difficult time right now. Now by a difficult time or a difficulty, we mean someone who might be suffering mentally, emotionally, and again, in today's world, there are probably many people we could think of, people who are suffering with maybe a lack of income, loss of job, so they're suffering through the stress and the worries of that. Or of course it can be someone who's suffering physically with a sickness, illness, or disease. Or someone who's gone through some perhaps surgery or is in need of a little bit of healing. Just try to think about someone who's suffering in some way or having a difficult time. And now we're going to offer our loving kindness to them. So try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize this person in any way before you. And now just offer them these statements in the same way you did for the person that you love dearly. You could just think of the person and say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. Or if you wish to personalize it and make it a little bit more intimate, you just insert the person's name into the statements and say, may he or she be loved. May he or she be happy. May he or she be healthy. And may he or she be peaceful. And now just take a moment to offer your loving kindness to this person. And just the reminder to maybe put a smile on your face while you do the practice. It truly helps us to cultivate feelings of love, compassion, and kindness. And again, when the mind gets distracted or wanders, please don't get frustrated with yourself. Just gently and lovingly refocus on this person who's having some sort of difficulty and just start again. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And don't just let this be a mechanical sort of practice, one in which you're just like going through the motions or running through these statements really, really fast. Try your best to also see if there's a feeling behind these well wishes that you're sending out. Now don't try to force yourself or fight with yourself to cultivate the feeling. See if it will just arise of its own nature, sort of spontaneously. Bringing the head and the heart together as one as you send out this loving energy. But another way you can sort of just allow it to open and blossom is just to rest in the statement. So when you say, may you be loved, and thinking of this person, just really rest in that statement, may you be loved, and see what it feels like. May you be happy, and just rest in the statement, and the happiness will arise. Sometimes it will take time for us to sort of break down some walls that we've built around our heart. But the more we do the practice, our heart will open in time. Again, this practice was taught as a way to cultivate an altruistic, selfless love. It's a way to water that seed of unconditional love within us. Just continue thinking of this person of difficulty now for another moment and offering them your loving kindness. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And now we're going to move into the second part, or the second half of the loving kindness practice, which for some can become a little bit more difficult to do. And so now I invite you to try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize in any way you can a neutral person. And a neutral person is someone that you have no real feelings for, either good or bad. So there's no attachment towards them, or you don't love them, but in the same manner you don't hate them or dislike them in any way either. It's someone with whom there's really no story attached, someone with whom you might not know much or anything about. Sometimes it's hard to think of a neutral person, so examples I sometimes give is maybe there's a neighbor in your community or on your block or, in your apartment complex or something like that you don't really know, you really never had a conversation with, but you do know their face. So you really know nothing about them. Or it could be maybe if there's somebody that maybe in the morning you go for a walk, or in the evening you go for a walk after work, or maybe you walk your pet or your dog, and there's somebody that also has a similar schedule, and you cross paths as you're walking. So you've seen them a couple of times, but you really don't know who they are. So just try to think of a neutral person, and it could really be anybody. And now just try to offer your loving kindness to them. So you're going to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize them in any way you can. And you probably don't know their name. So in this case, you just use the may you be statement. So as you're thinking about them, just say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And now take some time to try to offer them your loving kindness. And once again, see how this feels for you. With the person that we love dearly, excuse me, and those who are sick or suffering in some way, it's often easy to cultivate a feeling of loving kindness towards those people. But now with this neutral person, a couple of things could be happening. Either one, because there is no story attached, because we don't really know much about them, it still might be very easy for some of you to send out loving kindness towards these people, very free-flowing. It's easy to generate this feeling for them. But on the flip side of that coin, because there's no story attached, because we don't really know much about them, we could be having a different experience. We could be having one where it's harder to keep our mind focused upon them, because there's really nothing about them that we really know. And so the mind might wander a little bit more. That's okay, that's natural. The other thing that we might feel is because there's no real attachment to them, the intensity or the quality of the loving kindness is different. And that's natural too. But what we're seeing is maybe where we have work to do, where there's resistance, where we're holding back true selfless love. Or where our love might be conditional. And so if you're noticing any of those things, that's fine. Just continue to focus on the person, maybe put the smile on your face, which will help to intensify the feeling of loving kindness, and just continue on with the practice. Think of them and say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And whenever the mind wanders, whenever distractions arise, all you're doing is just gently and lovingly refocusing upon the person and starting again. If your mind is wandering a lot, you don't need to get upset. You don't need to start thinking, oh, my mind is so chaotic today. It's so hard to focus. I'm a bad meditator. Leave all those judgments and sort of commentary aside and just continue on with the practice. Just start again. It's not failure to start again. So just refocus on the person, this neutral person, and keep saying, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And now we're moving on to what is perhaps the most difficult part of loving kindness, but can also be the most liberating. And now I'm going to ask you to try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize in any way you can someone from the present or your past that you might have had a hard or a difficult time getting along with. Someone who may have hurt you, used you, and wronged you in some type of way, or someone with whom you've just had conflict. Now, if you're new to the practice or still a beginner in loving kindness, we often ask you to not choose someone who's the most hated or the most difficult relationship that you could think about in your life or the world. We don't want to be too overwhelmed by the practice. We want to choose someone who's just a sort of mild irritation, someone who's just a little bit of a, mildly troublesome. We start with someone more manageable so that we're not overwhelmed by any feeling that arises with the attachment to this person. So try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize in any way you can someone with whom you've had difficulty, someone with whom you don't see eye to eye, who might have hurt you or used you, wronged you. And now try your best to offer them your loving kindness in the same way you did with everyone else so far. Just begin by saying, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. As I said in the beginning, all of us are seeking happiness. Just as we want happiness, so does everyone else. So do all beings. And when someone acts badly towards us, please know that they're coming from often a very painful place themselves. They're coming from some hurt. Now, the default state of our mind is when we're hurt by somebody, we want to hurt them back. So someone says something unkind to us, we respond in an unkind way to them, and we're trying to break that cycle. Trying to realize that there's a wiser way to respond. And if you do feel angry or upset just by picturing this person or calling them into your mind's eye, that's okay. That's, again, even natural. But recognize that change is possible. And we're not really doing this practice for the other person. We're doing it for ourselves. Because if we think and call this person into our mind's eye and we begin to get upset and angry in this moment, it's not really the person that's doing it to us. It's the baggage that we're carrying. It's the thoughts that we're thinking in terms of this person and the experiences we've had with them. So you might also notice again with this person your mind wanders more, or there's a little commentary that when you're saying this loving kindness phrases, your mind begins to say, I really don't wish this for them. They've hurt me, and so I don't want them to feel happy and loved. And that's a natural reaction at first. But what we're trying to see is we're trying to explore ourselves. We're trying to see all the areas that we're holding back our compassion, and the ways that we refuse to let go of any baggage that we might be carrying around for people and experiences. So just continue on with the practice, even if it seems mechanical right now. Just continue thinking about this person with whom you've had difficulty and saying, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. Little reminder with this person, maybe put that smile on your face so it can help you to generate a feeling of loving kindness towards them. Because we don't want to go into this practice with this difficult person with a heavy heart or as some grim duty that we now have to do for them. As you become more comfortable in the practice, you're likely to find that you can do it with some ease, that there's a relaxing of the heart, that your heart begins to open in time. And that's why, though this part can be challenging, it's also often a very profound and liberating process. Because this is where conditional love begins to unfold into unconditional love. It's learning to love our enemies, as we were asked by the Christ, and as the Buddha said, to radiate boundless love towards all beings. And now, last but definitely not least, we are moving our loving kindness now to begin to spread out to all beings, to all life everywhere in this universe. So once again, please just silently repeat, or if you're alone, gently whisper these statements after me. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings be peaceful. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings be peaceful. And now please take this final moment of our meditation to sincerely and wholeheartedly offer your loving kindness now to all beings, to all life everywhere in this universe. So through this practice, we started by sending the loving kindness inwards towards ourselves, expanding it out through a series of people, those we love, sick, neutral, and a difficult person. But now we're extending it to all beings everywhere, without division, without exclusion, to everyone, to all life. Not just humans, but animals and all other life forms. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings be peaceful. And again, while you're doing this, hopefully you've carried over that smile throughout the entire practice, generating this loving energy, these loving vibrations, sending out these well wishes to all. We're like radio transmitters sending out this loving thoughts. In fact, a visualization that I share at this point is what you could think of yourself as doing is being like a radio transmitter. When you say, may all beings be loved, send out a colored energy, a wave of colored energy away from yourself in all directions, spreading throughout the entire universe. Then when you say, may all beings be happy, whatever color symbolizes happiness, send out a colored wave in all directions. Then when you say, may all beings be healthy, a healing energy in all directions. And finally, when you say, may all beings be peaceful, send out a peaceful wave of energy in all directions. I only offer that as a tool. Sometimes it can be helpful for some people to think about it in that way, but for others, the visualization may be a little bit of a distraction. So just use it only if it feels right to you. And whenever the mind wanders, again, just refocus. Don't worry about where you were in the statements or where you left off. Just think of all beings everywhere and start again from the beginning. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be peaceful. Practice is working towards helping us cultivate an altruistic love for all, a selfless love for all, a compassion for all, a compassion that's not overwhelmed by what's happening in the world, but does want to help people in their suffering. Our meditation has come to its end now. You may need to bring some gentle movement back to your body by beginning to wiggle your toes or maybe wiggle your fingers. You may wish to take a couple of deep breaths just to bring your awareness back to the body, fully grounded again in the room or the space that you're in. And whenever you feel ready, slowly begin to open your eyes, make your way back into this space. As always, I truly appreciate each and every one of you who come and join us for these meditations. As I always share, it's a wonderful way for me to begin and end my week. I always look forward to meeting with you, to joining with you, to coming together and meditating with you at this time. Because as I've mentioned quite a few times in these videos, that there is this idea that when people come together as a group, as one mind, we actually begin to cultivate a group energy, a sort of exponential power to the thoughts and the intentions that we're sending out. So I thank you for helping us do that, to send out these thoughts and well wishes to ourselves, others in this world. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed weekend, and may each and every one of your days truly be filled with an abundance of love, happiness, and peace. Thank you all.